Hello, good morning. Welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Lauren.
And I'm Ian.
And this is our Play with Your Strength class. We'll get warmed up by easing into it in our mer person and then progress towards some crawls and some core.
You got it. Lauren alluded to it. Get on the floor. We'll start nice and slow. No rules right now. Little joke from before. No rules, don't you move. Rules. Set up in that mer person position here. It's a modified 90-90. Check in with your shapes. Lauren looks amazing here. She's sitting up nice and tall, and I'm rather slumpy. So if your hand is on the floor, let's press it to get that rib cage over top of the hips. From here, how do those ankles feel? Sometimes they can be really diggy into the floor. If that's one for you, perhaps lift your butt up on a chair or a pillow or something, and that could make that angle and tension on the feet a little more manageable. Maybe hang out here for 10 more seconds. Then, when your rib cage is stacked over those hips, brace, breathe. Could you maybe take away everything except a finger? And then from there, take it away, but hold that shape. Grow tall, rib cage over those hips, perhaps using your outrigger. Let's just switch to the same pose on the other side. Little less graceful for me to get into that one. So again, Lauren's gonna be sitting super tall. Her rib cage is stacked over those hips. Me, I gotta press myself over, and whew,
Me too.
A lot of work. I have my pointed toes as we like to play with those foot shapes too. And again, elevate those hips off the floor if this stretch is too great or unavailable for you. Now that we have our rib cage over top of those hips, we're using that outrigger. Take your breath, build your strength, perhaps take away the hand, but again, avoid that slingshot or that lean back towards the lateral side. Check in. Mer person. It's a lot of work for me today on that side. Let's get out of that and just quickly get into a 90-90 lunge, Lauren. And what do you want us to do here?
Well, here in this 90-90 lunge position, we'll find our elbow underneath our shoulder. I like to take this top arm and just put it across my chest. Right now, we'll be more in that flexed foot position. So flexed, 90 degrees at the ankle, knee, hip, same on the back leg. From here, our shoulders are stacked underneath us, and we're just lifting long and away from that lower body. As you do that, squeeze your back top butt cheek to extend your back hip. Reach out the tip of your head, reach down that leg, and feel that hip extension, and then gently relax. And we'll do that one more time. So glute squeeze, hip extends, shoulders stack, and reach out of your head, getting long from the top of your head, out your knee for 3, 2, and then easy off. From there, we'll just press up. No, we're not. I got one more thing for you in that position. Come back on down.
Does it have to do with that back leg?
It has to do with the rotation.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
So squeezing that back leg though, arm across your chest. Let's take our head and look at the elbow on the floor. And then look back up to the ceiling. And one more time with head looking at the elbow. And now stay there with your eyes and close your shoulders towards the floor. Keep that back hip extended as you're doing this. Now your head's going to rotate back open to the ceiling. And then your shoulders are going to rotate, or your rib cage opens up to the ceiling. The back hip's extended. One more time. Head looks at elbow. Shoulders look at elbow. Head looks at the ceiling. And shoulders open to follow, keeping that back hip extended. Take a nice breath, reach long, and then press up through your hand. And now with some rules, let's try to find the other side. So the first rule is square up over that front leg for as long as you can. You're gonna lift open that back leg. When you can't do that anymore without rotating, add the rotation in your upper body, try to keep the front leg heavy. Now you can lift what was the front and is now the back leg. We'll turn it in, and we'll end up facing a new direction. If you're facing away from your screen and need to rearrange yourself, please feel free. So from that 90-90 position, or a lunge, we'll come down to our elbow. Our elbow's in line with our hip here, and that top arm's just across the body. From here, we extended that back hip first. So we squeezed and reached long, and then pulled our rib cage away from our hips, creating room. And we breathe. And then we relax for a second. And we'll do that one more time. Hip extends, glute squeeze, reach long out your body. Keep your shoulders stacked for now, and then relax. One more time, we'll squeeze and extend that back hip. We'll take our head and rotate to the elbow on the floor. As you do this rotation in your head, neck, rotate up towards the ceiling. You're thinking about that that's the only thing right now that's moving. Head looks back to the elbow on the floor, and then shoulders will follow, squaring up towards the floor. Head rotates open towards the ceiling. Shoulders rotate open. Keep that back hip extended. One more time on the rotation segmentation. You like that one? Head to elbow, shoulders towards the floor, head to ceiling, shoulders open up. With that back hip extended for one more second, and then we'll press the floor away, and we'll do one more rotation. So staying square forward, lift that back knee as much as you can, and then add the rotation in your upper body. The other leg will follow, and let's just sit in our hungry bear for just a couple seconds here. Nice hungry bear. Feet are reaching out to the side, but are still in line with your shins. Knees pressing away. Tailbone tucked under you, so you're sitting nice and tall. Maybe you have hands behind you or out front, and just hold and pry those legs open for 3, 2, and then relax. Whew.
I did like that one. I liked all of that one, and I like the segmentation.
Rotation.
Because it works rhyme-wise, and it makes sense trying to isolate those body parts.
It's like your 2 favorite things.
I know. From here, let's get into quick wrist warm-ups here. Hello to that chat there. We'll say and see what that's up. Use that chat feature as you wish to tell us what's up with you this morning. Hot or cold beverage right there. Maybe that's a question right away. So we have our wide open hands here, blood donations facing forward, and pull the hands to the knees, allowing yourself to extend on the wrist or drift forward. But we're pulling hands to knees, allowing us to drift forward, and then pushing the hands forward, allowing us to go back. And right now, Lauren has that anterior tip or tailbone to ceiling, and I recommend that we keep that shape for now. Now pull those hands to the knees. And as you drift forward, you might tuck your hips under, more like that plank shape, but then press back, tailbone tilt, reach back. Last one of those. Open those fingertips, grip heavy, pull hands to knees, activate the core, stiffen those elbows at the triceps, and then press forward so much that we come away from that floor. Add that little shake and wiggle. Let's turn the wrists around, so that underhand grip, and now fingertips down first. Check. Callus lines next. Knuckles of the hand there next. Followed by full hands. Now that we're here, keep your head neutral-ish in the sense of looking at the floor, and gently at first, press your pinkies into the ground. For 3, 2, relax that tension, and switch to the same thing on the ring fingers. Ring fingers for 3, 2, easy on the off. Middle fingers. Ooh, feel some tension there. Press into those fingertips. Then transition to the indexes. 3 seconds or similar. Then into those thumbs. Spread those fingers wide. And then go thumbs. And then go pinkies. Then go index. Then go ring. Then go middle. Then go thumb.
I did every finger wrong.
Oh, it's so hard. I had to make it up as I went. And then flick through. And then shake that out. Playing the piano there a little bit, just working on that dexterity, add tension to those moves. From here, let's just sit back and enjoy our splits. And if we can't enjoy our splits, lift your bum up, sit on that pillow, keep our tailbones, again, tilted to the back. So in our splits position through here, we're sitting nice and tall, place the hands out front. Lauren has amazing ballet style feet, gymnastics feet, either or is appropriate. Play with one, play with the other. Here I have my dorsiflex feet, and I'll contribute to the rib cage slide now. I'm sliding to that left and right, staying between 2 panes of glass. My hips are staying stationary. My heels are digging in for that stability and shifting that side to side circle. Next, front and back. Push the sternum forward, probably accentuates that stretch on the groin. And then with the shoulder blades retracted, without losing your shape in the low back, flex. It's a pretty small shape up there. Then same thing, extend that upper back spine, pressing the sternum forward, enhancing the groin stretch. Then with the shoulder blades retracted, sit tall still, but just casually round that upper back. Now let's connect that in our circle. I'll shift my weight to the right first, and then from the right, I'll go towards midnight or counterclockwise. I'm at midnight, and then reaching around that circle to 9, 9 to 6. It's more like you're pulling your belly button in here with those abs as you go from 6 to that original lateral side. Let's transition all the way through center. So now we're leaning towards your opposite side and then switch direction. So here I'll be going clockwise from 9 to midnight. My shoulder blades are retracted. Midnight reaching around towards 3. Hollowing out here like our core hollows. Ooh, that feels great on my abs. Use your abs here. And then from 6 to that original lateral, return to center. Can be a lot of work right there. We'll come back to this position in just a second. Gently get out of this and explore the lunge, Lauren. So Lauren took us through that sideline lunge. I'm excited to see what she has in store for us now.
Oh, let me just get to my kneeling knees here. Okay, from this tall kneel position, we'll bring one leg through into our kneeling lunge. Right now, our hips are a bowl of punch. The punch is
spilling, Lauren.
Spiked. We're going to take our punch bowl and start rotating or just kind of circling it around. So as you're doing this, the punch is slooshing around the bowl a little bit, but it's not tipping over the edges. You're just kind of rolling that bowl around, and then let's do the same thing in the other direction. Trying to carve out all of the circle here, keeping relatively level in that you're not cranking and hiking too much.
Those hip holsters, Lauren.
Those hips. Then come back to center, tuck under, squeezing your back cheek. Push down on that front foot and pull it in, and just feel the scissor action in your hip. Your back hip pushing forward, your front hip pulling in, and then relax. Woo-hoo. Let's do that again. Tuck that back hip under, squeeze. Pull that front leg in. Pull, 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 pull. And then easy off. We'll heel toe that leg open to the side and do very similar actions. Let's take that punch bowl again, 2 in each direction. Just moving that punch around. Back to center, and then 2 in the other direction. Not slooshing too much, keeping that knee to the side as you do this, and the shoulders relatively stable. Back to center. Squeeze your cheek, extend your hip by slightly tucking under, push down in that side leg and kind of pull it in. And again, feel that scissor action in a slightly different angle, and then relax. One last time. Knees reaching out so it's in line with our toes. Tuck the back hip, drive down, pull, and feel that squeeze hip extension, and then easy off. Let's heel toe that leg back to center, pull it underneath us, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Other leg comes up. I like to have my back toes tucked. Oh my goodness. I like to have my back toes tucked behind me. If you don't, you have your foot pointed, making sure your foot's in line with that leg. From our tall position, take your punch bowl and slosh it around. Controlled, but reaching. About 2 in each direction. Switch directions there. So that upper body, chest is staying level, head is staying in the same place. And we're moving around, but we're not hiking that hip too much. Get back to center, tuck under that back cheek, extending, pushing down on the floor and feeling that pull in. So the scissor. For 3. That was my scissor. 2. And then easy off. One more time on this front position. Hips tuck under, drive down and pull. Scissor. And then easy off. Keep that heel toe your foot to your side. Check it out, making sure that toe is in line with the knee. And then from here, spin the punch. Scoop it out, slosh it around. Once you've done 2 one way, 2 the other, stability in the top and some mobility in the bottom here. Last one to center. Now that back hip extends, the foot pushes down and pulls on the floor, and feel that cross pull, even though that hip is still extending forward for 3, 2, easy off. One last time, slightly tucked under, pushing down, pulling in so you have that tension for 3, 2, and then relax. Heel toe that foot to the front, bring it underneath, and I think it's time to roll.
I love a good roll. Do love a good roll. Set up those hands nice and wide. Fingertips might face out and the hands like a Y shape. From here, you could take a hand across the chest or turn the palm up and place it near the knee on the opposite side. Take a breath in and then roll. Tuck your chin and look to connect your shoulder towards the floor. Take a breath. Exhale, press away. Assemble those hands in the wide Y shape. Then turn the palm up on the other side or across the chest. Tuck your chin first, sniff in that armpit, then roll or round through the spine to connect the shoulder blade to the floor. Take a breath. Exhale, press away, assembling back in the Y. Let's repeat that again. Tuck a chin, flex the spine, connect the shoulder. That's 1% easier for me. I hope it's more available for you too. And then press. This side was tighter. How about you? Same thing. Turn the palm up, tuck a chin, coordinate, feel the flow, enjoy the roll. And then from there, press back to the Y.
It feels so good.
Let's go back to that movement in 1 second. But until then, let's just revisit that split. So open up those legs, sitting long and tall in the split. Lauren's hip flexor work there might have opened some stuff, and we can really enjoy this position. Fingertips out front. Now, flexion was there. Now this is extension. Push the sternum forward. Maybe, with the shoulder blades back, reach the hands forward. Avoiding rounding through the spine and keep everything extended or straight. Then push yourself back to tall. Perhaps at this place, we can retip the tailbone to reset. We're extending the spine now as you press the sternum forward. Head could look slightly forward, slightly down, just a nice safe place for you. And with those shoulder blades pulling in retraction or back, bring your sternum or chest towards the ground. Take a breath. Maybe try 1% further out. And then with control, bring yourself back up to tall. One more time on that roll. We could progress that roll to a full judo roll, which could look something like that. In reverse, it's the same.
Well, that looks fun.
But different. Join me in the back or Lauren in the front as we try 1 or 2 more rolls. Plow in yoga, Y roll here. Let's check it out. I'd like to start with that head neck. Tuck. Look at the armpit. Take a sniff if you dare, and then roll over the shoulder blades, ending up in either the sits or the just quick turnarounds like Lauren. I'm going to reverse that. Lauren's going forward. I'm going to go all the way back. And here. I'll switch sides. I would set up in the Y. Turn the hand up at the hip. Look with the head neck. Sniff if you dare. Then use the legs to pull yourself over top. And either Lauren likes to finish in that low squat. I like to finish in my tall sit. Personalized.
Well, I think I did that one.
Backwards is tough. Backwards is tough, but lovely as well. From here, time to get the plank and the core style going. And for that, hardcore Lauren for core. Hardcore.
Good one. All right, let's get organized and start in our high plank. With our hands underneath our shoulders, gripping the floor as we warmed them up, you'll step your feet back or to the low position from your knees. Either way, our hips are up and tucked under. We're pulling that floor together underneath us, trying to engage our lats. Squeeze your glutes. Breathe and brace. Now gently tilt the tailbone towards the ceiling. As you do that, press the floor forward and back and lift your hips to your A-frame-like position. Take a breath here. You're trying to gently push those heels to the floor, but you're prioritizing that long spine. Now start pulling on the floor, pulling yourself back to that plank position. Again, heads in line with shoulders, shoulders in line with hips. Squeeze your glutes, pulling the floor together. bracing and breathing for 3, 2. Now tilt the tailbone to the ceiling, press the floor forward and back, lifting the hips one more time. Ooh, yeah. Then from here, as needed, bend those knees and walk your hands towards your feet. We'll end up in our forward fold, trying to shift our weight more towards the balls of the feet and the toes, stacking our hips over our ankles. And then we'll pull ourselves up, engaging our core in the front and back of the spine as we extend to tall. Whew. That was nice.
That was so nice. We take this practice very seriously, and we go to the zoo every weekend. But there's a new exhibit sponsored by @Movement101, one of our favorite Instagram teachers, and we'd love to meet you one day on the west coast of Canada, and we'll do it soon. What was she doing, Lauren?
Not that.
The opposite of that.
The quote was, if you have no rotation, you're a penguin.
So, at home, for fun, walk like a penguin. Maybe it's a tiptoe. Maybe it is a little bit of a fighting rotation. But why we do things so much is so we can rotate and go everywhere. So more seriously here, at the zoo, we'll go to the elephant, which will utilize our hinge to get to the floor. And then from there, long spines like Lauren cued in the down dog.
Oh yeah, feeling good here.
Hinge. It's to chop on those hip flexors, the hips go back. Tipping forward, hands to the ground, tailbone long. Use your right hand and your left leg to propel yourself forward. Flick the floor away. Then same thing other side. Flick through the feet, flick through the hands. Your knees might bend, but move yourself across the floor for forwards in the forward direction for 1 or 2 more strides, if there's room. And then challenge yourself by moving back and push that floor forward through the hands to travel backwards through the body. For the last 1 or 2, check in, get yourself in that down dog or elephant's position, and then push back to the hinge, which is shoulders over those knees, vertical shins, and then push through to tall. And shake it out. And squats with Lauren.
Squats. Today's squat progressions, we're going to start narrow and work towards a wider squat. With our feet underneath us, pointed forward and parallel, we're going to pull ourselves down to knees towards over toes. As we do that, our chest is square over the front and our hips are stacked underneath us. Then drive into the floor and extend. In this first extension, feel your kneecaps pull up, your glutes squeeze in your core brace, and your feet gripping the floor. Let's repeat. Pull yourself down, knees towards over toes. And then press into the floor and extend. And keep extending, this time finding a balance. Your safe destination, and be able to come home as well. So slowly descend, heels coming towards the floor, knees stay straight. Great. Let's add on. Knees towards over the floor. From here, can we peel the heels off and find that light balance? For 3, 2, stay the same height, put your heels back on the floor, and then press to tall. 1 more. Knees towards over toes. Find the balls of the feet in balance again. As allowed, press to extend, holding. We'll go knees, go back over the toes. Heels connect, and then press to tall. Squeeze, pull, brace.
Pull, tighten, brace.
And then shake.
Good. Well, I took us to the exhibits to see the penguins and the elephants, Lauren. So what exhibit is there next?
Oh, the lizard.
All right.
To get into our lizard position, we'll do our hinge again. Pressing your hips back, extending long. We'll walk ourselves out to that plank position. And from that plank position, we'll bring a single foot up beside the same hand. As we're here, we're going to push out of that heel in the middle. Drive energy out the front knee. And again, that scissor action in the hips. Then can we reverse that scissor action, pulling towards center, create enough tension to lift your front foot and place it back where you got it. Other side, lifting the other leg, bringing it up towards your hand. From here, let's split away from center. So energy out the back heel and the front knee. Spine is nice and long, shoulders packed. 3, 2, then pull back into center with that tension, creating enough to lift your foot and put it back where you got it. 1 more time each side. Foot comes up beside hand, reaching out the front knee and the back heel. Ooh, that's nice. Then from there, pull back into center, lift the foot, and place it back. Last one. Foot beside hand. Reach out the back heel and the front knee. Breathe. Keep those hips up too, we're not sagging. Then pull back to center, lift the foot, place it back. We'll tilt the tailbone to the ceiling, lifting our hips, walking our hands back to our feet, loading up our hinge position, and pressing to tall. Whew.
Awesome. Continuing the squats. We started in our parallel position, and now we'll open up. Perhaps the heels touch, perhaps they just about touch, but in this first position, let's replicate Lauren's squats. First, press out. That pulls up those kneecaps she talked about and extends those hips. Then pull the heels together. There might not be a lot of room to go, but start exciting those adductors. Continue pulling those heels together as we descend in the lunge, the plie squat. Then press away from center to fully extend those hips. Pull. Set up that pull tension first to descend in the squat, then press to tall. On this one, press so much again that we find the balance on those balls of feet. Keep those middle ankle bones pushing forward. I'm fighting for that today. Hold your knees straight, and then slowly return to the floor. We'll pull in again. Feel that adduction tension, and then continue to pull so much that the heels lift. Let's just stay at the same height for now. Then press the heels down. Let's do that one more time. Pull the heels up, push down, and push to tall. Continue pushing, tall. Here we are balancing on the toes. And then from this position, let's bend by pulling together, then getting the heels down, pushing the hips through. Final repetition, grow tall. Squeeze your butts. Bend those knees. Press the heels down. Push the hips through. Then pivot on those heels. Shake it out. And one more zoo exhibit, the lovely ostrich.
Well, it felt really good.
Ostrich is that flexion shape. It's a forward fold where we practice the hinge, but right now the body stays up and down like a J, a hook. Candy cane.
An ostrich.
So we'll start at the hip height and work yourself to the floor as allowed. Be safe, be strong, have fun, let's go. You would tuck a chin and reach towards the knees. And then come up, nice and tall. Then could we take a step and try to touch the leg out front, but just aim for the knees. And then take a step through on the other side, toe ball heel, and try to touch those knees.
Coming up in between.
Coming up in between. As allowed, go lower. Maybe reach for the mid shin and then back up. Pull through those legs. Easy does it. This nice little ostrich flex. Continue again. I'll give Lauren a little bit more room. Continue at your own pace, and let's do about 8 to 10 of those again. Step front, look to reach to the floor. Press up. Step front, flex forward, press up. Take your breath. Nice and control. It starts with that head neck, so it's the chin tuck, then that rounding shape through the spine to get low. Last one or two here, chin tuck. Round through the spine, get low. And last one here, chin tuck. Round through the rib cage, stack back up, nice and tall. Nice.
This is to be even.
Right on. Nice moves, Lauren.
Oh.
So the ostrich again, just taking advantage of that flexion wave here. We want to be supple, we want to be strong. Let's move in creative and fun ways. Nice little body roll there, Lauren. The last exercise for today, we'll continue the squat from a wider stance with Lauren, and then one more series of planks to just highlight the core. And I want you to share, if you don't mind, the X pattern today, just in the plank. Because I feel like X-Man when I do that.
We'll get
I guess
to that.
X-Men is like a collection of superheroes, so
We'll get to that.
mutants.
Until then,
yeah.
let me focus us in. From that first position, or that position we ended in with Ian squats, let's point a leg to the side, only as far as you can reach that toe. Then once that toe is down, put the balls of your feet down and pull on the floor to get the foot down. From there, let's pull the floor together underneath us, keeping our kneecaps nice and straight and trying to ripple the floor. And then do the opposite, push down and away, extending the hips, rooting the feet, gripping, and relax. One more time of each. Feel that pull, 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 pull on the floor. Everything pulls to center, legs stay straight. And then drive down and press away, extending the hips. This time we're going to come back to our pull and we'll actually bend our knees towards over the toes. Again, shoulders are over top of hips. Maybe we just drift side to side here. As we drift, only go as far as you can, keeping the same height. Last one to the other side. We'll come back to center and push down and away to stand up. From this position, could you push into the floor and find your first balance up here? The heels are pointed forward. We're keeping the kneecaps nice and straight, extending the hips. And then as we descend, don't bend your knees. I'm watching. Heels down. I actually wasn't
thought they
watching.
were good.
They were good. I was looking in the camera, actually. Okay, so I was watching you.
Watching it.
Pull yourself back down. This time, let's find a balance on that demi-point low here. Keep those hips tucked under. Try to push the heels forward, the knees open, and then heels connect and press to tall. One more time, pull yourself down. Heels lift up off the floor. Drive into the floor, extending your knees. Hold. Can you pull back down to that squat on those demi-points? Then the heels connect and press through to tall. Oh. And then shake it out, sorry.
Shake, shake, shake.
All right. A little core plank walkout. Fun. We'll fold ourselves down this time. So like that ostrich, tuck the chin and roll yourself forward. As you're rolling forward, try not to push your hips back, but to keep them stacked over top of your knees. Once you're in your most forward fold-like position, we're going to walk ourselves out to our plank. Here's where we'll talk about the X. In this plank position, just like last time, hips scooped under, shoulders pulled down, head retracted. Now start pulling across your body. So right hand to left foot. Pull, 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 pull. And then pull your left hand to right foot or do the opposite. And then pull both to create that X and hold for 4, 3, 2. Maybe adjust your hands narrower, depends on you. Keep your tailbone long, lift, but walk your feet to your hands and keep walking as far as you can go, as if you're stacking or pressing to a handstand. Hold, whoo, and then we'll walk ourselves back out to the plank. So hands will start stepping forward, out to that plank position one more time. Shoulders packed, hips tucked. Pull across the body one way, so there's a line from opposite hand and shoulder. Then the other way, the line goes the other way. And then pull both to create that X line for 3, 2. Keep the tailbone long, lift the hips. Walk the feet to the hands one more time. Get as compressed as you can, lifting those hips over your hands for 3, 2. And then we'll pull ourselves back up through that forward fold. Head is last to stack. Well, that was a lot of work.
Yeah, I was like chilling for that whole workout until there.
Well, you told me to X-Man.
I know, I love it. That X-Man pattern for super strength. Love it. Thank you for joining us today at the weekend workout live on Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. on YouTube or in the archive thereafter. A workout for mobility, for strength, for fun. We've had our coffee. We look forward to some more.
Some more coffee.
You keep talking, Lauren.
Some more coffee. What's going on?
Just, someone from our local community here saying thank you very much and thank you very much for being here. And if you watched it and laughed and at us or with us, great. If you did some of those moves or all of those moves, we hope that you do enjoy your beautiful day as well. So thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us. Oh,
yeah, my name's Ian.
I'm Lauren. This is Bars and Bells. You can check our website out at www.barsandbells.com. Check out our membership, /membership, and stay tuned to the link letter on Mondays for members only.
Yeah.
Take care. See you soon. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.